Hey, what's happening guys? Mike Moo here. Pheanoo sent me this soundbar. It's a 2.1 soundbar for free so that I can do a little video and give some impressions about it. Now these opinions are completely my own and nobody is reviewing this video before I went ahead and posted it. So these are my honest, true to fact opinions about this soundbar. All right. So this soundbar, I didn't know what the pricing was of it. I've never heard of this company before. And you know, these companies pop up left and right and you just don't know exactly what you're gonna get. And when this big giant box arrived, and I do mean big, I was kind of surprised what was inside because I completely forgot that I had said yes, that if they want to go ahead and send me over the soundbar, I'd go ahead and do a video and do a little review about it. So I got it. Did a little unboxing, just out casually did a little unboxing, and there are a couple of things that stand out about this unit. Okay, first, I just want to go ahead and say whether or not this is worth the money. So I didn't know how much it cost, but I had just sat down just to take a look at some of the details about it, and it seems that right now it is $129.99 US plus a $40 off coupon, which makes this a ridiculously good deal at $90. So if you had just bought one of those super cheap TVs that I did a review on, which I thought was pretty good by Hisense, I think adding this will definitely up your game in terms of movie theater type sound quality in your living room. I mean, it pairs perfectly fine with a low-end entry-level but still good TV set. Now, I have listened and owned Sonos soundbars before. There's absolutely no comparison. This, of course, is nowhere near that level, but it is less than 1/6 the price of the Sonos. So with that said, I'm extremely impressed. Similar to how I was impressed with the Hisense TV series that I did a video review on, I am equally impressed with this soundbar and what it will. It's extremely good value for the money, and I highly recommend this if you are on a budget but you are not happy with the sound quality that comes out of your TV set. Now, as I was saying before, on the Hisense TV, I thought it was pretty good for use in the bedroom. And the built-in sound, the speakers are so far superior than the way they were a couple of years ago. For some reason, they're able to fit these really decent sounding speakers inside the TV set, so it's perfectly fine for a bedroom environment. But if you want to move up to listening to something over in the family room and a living room, but you're not quite ready for the whole complete home theater setup, this 2.1 system is really good. The total harmonic distortion is less than 1%. That is far superior than anything that I've ever owned in the past as far as a TV set, a speaker, and this price range. I mean, we're talking $90, $90 US shipped from Amazon right now. Really remarkable. Even if you are a gamer, this is going to up your game in terms of getting real immersion into the game. So at 2.1 though, there is no surround sound. It has a quasi surround sound, which I definitely don't recommend to try to listen to music or watch movies in because I find it somewhat harsh and annoying. It's got an equalizer setting for music. It has one for news in case you want to listen to podcasts. That makes a lot of sense. It has one for movie mode. There are subtle, distinct differences between these different settings enough that it makes sense for them to have it. The only one that I didn't like was the 3D mode. Now, I have some examples of movie trailers that you can go ahead and watch. I'll show that right now. You tell me what you think. As far as how loud this gets, this set of speakers really likes to be between level 1 all the way up to level about, let's say about 27, 28. Once you get around to 30, 31, 32 is where it maxes out at in certain types of frequency levels that come into the soundbar. You could get some more distortion than you like. But for the most part, in all the parts that I'd like to listen to and the sound that I'd like to listen to in a 20 by 20 room, it actually doesn't really distort much at all. The way that I have the subwoofer, ideally, is to put it over in the corner of the room where it emphasizes the bass a little bit, and it is definitely appreciated that there are bass level controls right here on the remote control, so you can adjust how much bass comes out of that subwoofer. It's way better than having to go to the back and rotating that knob to adjust the sound settings. It also has treble settings. I've left it pretty much at 0 and 0. Sometimes when I'm listening to certain types of music in inappropriate equalization setting though, I need to turn down the treble a little bit because it could sound a little bit more harsh. So the upper high frequencies tend to sound a little bit harsh sometimes, but I'm being pretty critical here. For $90 soundbar, this is a very good upgrade. So now we're just gonna go ahead and play some sequences of some music, and I had to use some of the licensed music that I have in order not to get copyrighted. And also the next is I'll have some movie trailers, and hopefully those won't get copyright strikes on there as well. Let me know what you think. If you're interested in getting this set, it is the Pheanoo P27, and please use my link down below. Check it out. It's a pretty good deal, and it will pair really nicely with that TV set, which you thought, well, it sounds okay or it doesn't sound okay. I want it to sound pretty good. $90, get it done. Here we go.
I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the light. Feel it burning through your veins. It's the walking through the flames, getting higher.
Now I'm gonna put it in 3. This is 3D. Movie equalization.
So welcome to the fire. I've been waiting for this moment, the final battle of the chosen.
New setting.
Never gonna quit, got my legacy set in motion.
Back to music.
So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the light. Feel it burning through your veins. It's the walking through the flames, getting higher.
Now we're gonna play a selection called "Before I Knew" by Colton Venner.
I still remember when I saw you walking hand in hand at the county fair. I waved to you from a distance, walked away pretending I don't care. But that night when I went home, I cried till my eyes were tired, laid down and then I cried myself to sleep. 'Cause the only thing that hurts more than knowing I'm alone is knowing you're not crying over me. Before I knew you didn't love me, life was happy, it was kind. But now I know that you don't love me. I'm unhappy all the time. I still wear the watch you gave me to remind me what went on, but it's adding up the seconds since the moment you've been gone. After all the lonely minutes, I still hold the memory of how it felt before.
Now, Pictures by the Spaceys. Sound makes such a big difference in the movies that you're watching. It's just amazing. The screen could be not as great, but when you have good sound, I feel like you really get immersed into it. So it's definitely worthwhile to get. All right, so now some gripes. Some improvements, some room for improvements. Keep in mind this is only $90, so this might sound overly a little bit harsh, and I apologize for that, because, you know, when I've reviewed some products in the past where they're really cheap, you know, when you get ruined by something that is clearly much better but then costs a lot more, you tend to notice some things about the cheaper products, and then you need to ask yourself where along the line you fit in the categories in terms of price, budget, convenience, and just value overall. Okay, so gripe number one. Since this is a 2.1, and even though the ad says something about 3D surround sound, really that is just complete electronic processing that is really not that great. There's a 3D button on here, right here on the remote control, and I definitely don't recommend using that. The processing just sounds unnatural, and if you just sit there and just notice it right in front of it, it's just really annoying when you're watching a movie. Playing games, that's a different matter. But the 3D, there's no 3D. This is pretty much a stereo set, okay? There is no quasi good surround sound for movies. It's not going to support on a Dolby Digital, Dolby DTS, nothing like that, even though it has a digital input and output on that. Okay, so keep that in mind. So it's not really fantastic for a full home theater. If you want to upgrade later, there's no other upgrade option. You're just going to have to completely get a new one if you want to hear stuff happening in the background the way the movie film producers and the directors have decided. All right, so if you can deal with that, that's not too bad. All right, now it's not earth-shattering sound. You look at some of the descriptions and they tell you, you know, the subwoofer is really banging. Yeah, but keep in mind it is really only about a 60-watt subwoofer. And you can only do so much when you're moving that little air volume. You saw the size of the subwoofer. It's really thin, fairly small. I think it's really appropriate for people who are renting apartments, or even if you have your own house in a relatively small room and you don't want to go ahead and wake the neighbors, this is perfectly fine. But even at this level, when I had it over at level 26, 27, about 3 rooms away, my wife was still complaining about how loud and ridiculously loud it was, and that it was just annoying her. So, so does it get loud enough? Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. Even more so than maybe your roommates or your wife would like. But I think it gets right around that range, in the sweet range where you put it at level 26 out of 32, and you could really feel yourself getting into the movie almost close to the way as far as you can in terms of a stereo sound. Okay, another gripe. It only comes in black, which is fine, because in a lot of the home theater setups, it just, you know, it's black. There's no other color. You can get any other color except for black. One other final gripe, and this is really if you are in a really... I apologize for the beeping. The beeping is my wife cooking, and you can probably hear all out of it. She just ran away with the beeping. Okay, so the display the display, you can't turn it off. It doesn't dim, it doesn't go away. So what you see right there could be pretty annoying if you were trying to watch a movie and you got these sounds going on next to your TV. You want it complete dark. So again, this is not really designed for the complete home theater enthusiast whose cables cost $90. This whole thing costs $90. So obviously this isn't for you. All right, with that said though, overall, in conclusion, I think this is a fantastic value for what you get. For $90, you immediately surpass anything that a TV has in terms of speakers. And even using Bluetooth and listening to music, it was actually really nice, surprisingly. And it definitely filled the room. You can definitely hear the music about 2 rooms over, and the Bluetooth range though is only about 33 feet. So if that's something you're going to be walking around with your smartphone all the time, just keep it within 33 feet of range. It supports a lot of inputs, which makes just about anybody happy. Okay, so starting at Bluetooth 5.0, it's got HDMI ARC, so audio return channel, which is perfect for also controlling, integrating with your TV set or your Apple TV or whatever Roku device that you might be using. It's even got analog input, the 1/8 stereo type of input, and they give you the cables for that in case you want to play. They give you the cables and adapters. Okay, so for the phono inputs, basically analog input, it has that, and also optical input for people who have digital receivers or some other type of optical input output. I know my Apple TV used to have it, doesn't have it anymore. But you got some really good digital signals in. Digital signal processing is decent. Definitely far better than what I thought you would get in this price range. So overall, I want to say that this is a solid buy. However, I will mention that I have not tried a lot of other cheap soundbars in the past. The only ones that I've tried tend to start around $300 price point. So for what you can get, and that was just a few years ago. So for what you can get for about $90 right now with the coupon, links down below, is really shockingly and surprising and really pleasant at the same time for people who are stuck at home during Corona and can't go to the movie theater. This is a nice alternative, nice option without getting cables run all over everywhere. All you have is just that one cable that goes to the subwoofer and the other cable that comes in from the audio source, and that's it. All right, so that's it for my quick takes and impressions of this Pheanoo P27. I'm thinking I'm going to enjoy it for a little while, and yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Just comment down below. I'll upload some other samples for you to go ahead and listen to. Links for that also down below. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Please like and subscribe for more.